piece of crap. That is pretty much the only way I can even try to start this review. Today we are just looking at another piece of crap. One that everyone knows is a piece of crap, but I have to say something about it anyway. Look, the first film may have been terrible, but it had some pluses, Hank Azera's fun as Gargamel, by far the best part of that movie. I did not hate Katy Perry as Smurfette, and the voice acting was fine. It was phoned in, but it was fine. So how do you think I feel about a sequel that literally does the exact same thing over again, with little to no difference whatsoever? You think that makes me happy? No. No, it doesn't. It makes me more angry at the original, honestly, because when you're given a sequel and a chance to fix all the mistakes of the previous one, and yet you make all those mistakes and you make even more mistakes on top of that, sorry, at that point you're just a talentless hack. So, let's just get this over with, nice and quick, so I don't have to talk about it ever again. What's up, what's happening, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Station, which is for anything including TV and movies. I'm your host, Ed Small. Welcome to the trash pile that is Smurfs 2. Now, right up front, is it as bad as Dragon Ball Evolution? No. No, it is not. It is still nowhere near that bad. But it is an awful sequel to an already terrible movie, so that's not exactly saying much. So once again, not the worst thing ever, but still pretty freaking terrible. So I have a pretty short written review for this one because, again, it's pretty much the exact same movie. So why should I go into such detail unless, why should I put in more effort when the movie itself didn't put in more effort, right? Here's my written review. I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Let's make this quick. If there's one word to describe Smurfs 2, it is lazy. Because this is literally the same movie again, with barely any changes at all, and pretty much the exact same plot, but worse in every way. Sound familiar? Insert Disney joke here. Repetition is the name of the game, and it results in yet another terrible waste of time that's somehow even worse than the previous one. Worse acting, worse writing, worse story, worse plot, and again, it's literally the exact same plot, so that's inexcusable. Worst effects, worse aggravating product placement, worse pacing, worse direction, worse cinematography, and yet again, zero rewatchability whatsoever. Again, if I was not reviewing these, I would never have even touched these again. Hank Azera is still fun as Gargamel, he's still the best part of the movie, and the idea of evil Smurfs isn't bad on paper. Like, having these evil Smurfs that are all about chaos rather than about peace it's a fun contrast. The problem is they do absolutely nothing with it. Because even that, in execution, falls flat on its face. Oh, let's not forget that the movie is all about Smurfette being the main character again, and even more insulting, it is the exact same character arc, literally throwing out any development she had from the first movie straight out the window. And now I don't even like her in this movie. She was the one part of the original that I could at least tolerate. It's nothing against Katy Perry, she's still clearly trying, but the character is just going through the same beats again, and it's pretty much just taking all that development from the original and throwing it out the window for the sake of, again, repetition. Repetition is the name of the game here. When you're given a sequel with a chance to redeem yourself, and yet you make the exact same mistakes as you did the first time, and far worse than you did the first time, then you're just outright hopeless. And that's what Smurfs 2 is overall. It's a hopeless, lazy, desperate cash grab by the corporate boneheads at Sony, who clearly did not give a single damn for the audience or the fans of the original cartoon. Or honestly, for human intelligence in general, because somehow this movie's even more unfunny. It is simply zero-effort trash. It is a complete and utter disgrace to cinema and human intelligence. Stay far away. Even by kids' movie standards, this is garbage. And again, when the freaking SpongeBob movie from 2004 is leagues better than this, or better example, when all three of his movies are able to do pretty much the exact same plot and do it better, it's baffling. It is baffling how much it fails. So, with all that said, my final verdict for Smurfs 2 is a done, bored, disinterested, and extremely just finished 1 out of 10. It may not be the worst thing ever, but it is still a piece of crap. Stay far away. And again, if you have watched it and you do like it, more power to you. This is just my personal opinion. In my personal opinion, if you haven't seen it yet, stay far away. And thankfully, this is the last of these terrible live-action Smurf movies. Because I am not reviewing the Christmas short or any of that, because I'm done. After seeing how they don't even want to bother to try with their own sequel, no, I'm done. Screw you. Thankfully, though, if I remember correctly, the next one is actually an animated film. And it actually has just Smurfs and no human crap whatsoever. Maybe it'll be better, we'll see, but I do not have a lot of confidence. See you next time for Smurfs: The Lost Village.